Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti Puja Mulam Gurur Padam Mantra Mulam Gurur Vakyam Moksha Mulam Gurur Kripa. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Punaktu Sahaviryam Karva Vahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Jai Gurudev. It's chant 37 to 47, Adhyaay 6. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Shashto Dhyayaha. Arjuna Uvacha Ayati Shraddhayopeto Yogachaleta Manasaha Aprapya Yoga Sansiddhim Kamgatim Krishna Gacchati. Kachinno Bhaya Vibrashtash Chinnabhramiva Nashyati. Apratishto Mahabaho Vimudho Brahmana Pati. Etan me sanshayam Krishna Chetumarhasya Shekshataha. Tvadanya sanshayasya Chetana Yupapadyate. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Parthanaive Hanamutra Vinashastasya Vidyate. Nahi Kalyanakrit Kaschid Durgatim Tata Gacchati. Prapya Punya Kritam Lokan Ushetva Shashvati Samaha. Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yoga Brashto Vijayate. Athava Yoginam Eva Kule Bhavati Dhimatam. Etadhi Durlabhataram Loke Janma Yadidrisham. Tatra Tam Buddhi Sanyogam Labhate Paurvadehikam. Yata te cha tato bhuya samsiddhau kuruna Nandana Purvabhyasena tenaiva Hriyate yavashopi saha Jigyasurapi yogasya Shabda brahmati vartate Prayatnadyatamaanastu Yogi sanshuddha kilbisha Aneka janma sansiddha Tato yati param gatim Tapasvi vyodhiko yogi Jnanivyopi matodikaha Karmebhyashchadhiko yogi Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna Yogi namapi sarvesham Madgatenantaratmana Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam Same yukta tamo mataha Om Tatsaditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Atma Sanyama Yogo Nama Shashtodhyaya. So, we are almost at the, no, not almost, we are at the concluding shlokas of Adhyaay 6, and this marks a kind of a milestone in the study of the Bhagavad Gita, which we will see at the end of the session. We have done up till shlok 45, and today we have to do 46 and 47. 46, we touched a bit of it last time, just to get the definitions of 3 or 4 words, and really that's about it for the 46th shloka, but we will do it one more time. Let's chant 46 again. Tapasvi vyodhiko yogi Jnani vyopi matodhika Karmebhyashchadhiko yogi Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. Let's read the translation. The yogi is superior to the ascetics. He is regarded superior even to those versed in sacred lore. The yogi is also superior to those who perform action with some interested motive. Therefore, Arjun, you do become a yogi. The meaning of yogi is obviously a yogi, and we will come to understand what that means. Adhika means is superior to, more than, greater than. Then who? 3 different sadhaks. The tapasvi, who is an ascetic, the one who does tapasya, men of austerity. Karmibhyo or karmibhya, those who do rites, rituals, anushtans for interested motive, with interested motive. We'll understand what that means. Api, even. Jnanebhya, those who are versed in sacred lore, we'll understand that. Tasmat, therefore, Arjun, bhava, become a yogi. Okay? So, who do we, or who is Bhagwan referring to when he says yogi? Yogi, he means by yogi, the one who has had self-realization. Tattva Gyan has been attained. And obviously, if Tattva Gyan has been attained, self-realization has been attained, that means he has overcome the mind. Remember, Arjuna had asked in some earlier shlokas, is it possible even to bring the mind into control? So this yogi has brought the mind into control, which we call Mano Nasha. And he has also overcome his vasanas, which we call Vasana Shaya. So this is who we are referring to as yogi. And obviously, he will be superior to the tapasvi, to the karmi, and to the so-called jnani. So tapasvi, last time we talked, is the one who does all these very austerities, very hard tapasyas, and we talked a bit about the one who eats very little with each phase of the moon, etc. Now, the important thing is to know, why do we need to do tapasya? Why do we need to do tapasya? Of what? What kind? Why? Normally tapasya is tapasya of what?
Body.
Of the body. So why are we doing tapasya of the body?
To gain something for benefit of body mind.
No, not to get benefit of body.
Get the senses under control.
To overcome the slavery to the body. To overcome the slavery to the body. What slavery do we have of the body? You want to feel little hungry, you want to eat. Feel little thirsty, you want to drink. Feel little restless, you want to move. So tapasyas of the body are mainly to overcome deha nishtha, to be able to master the body. Because to sit in meditation, you are not supposed to move. So if you master the body, then you know na, when you sit in meditation, you become restless in the body. Then of course there is mansik tapasya also. So firstly bodily tapasya. Mansik tapasya will be what? Mental tapasya. Why do people do? To control the fluctuations of the mind. Because vrittis keep coming. The minute the vritti rises, the body has to do the action. The minute some ichha comes, the body has to go and fulfill that ichha. So tapasya is required of the body, tapasya is required for the mind. That means if you are still doing tapasya to control the body and to control the mind, obviously you have not had self-realization. Tattva Gyan has not come. So obviously you will not be eligible. A tapasvi will not be eligible for aparoksh anubhuti because he still has to master the body. He still has to master the mind. Hiranyakashipu, he did lot of tapasya. Ravan, lot of tapasya, but they were not realized. So tapas is not enough for self-realization. What we need to understand is, what is real tapasya? Real tapasya is not just controlling the body and controlling the mind. It's a means towards that. But the real tapasya, where you need lot of titiksha, would be that you operate out of vivek. You want to do something, but vivek is telling you, not priya, do shreya. Then tapasya comes in. Can you overcome the pleasurable to do what is right? And then tapasya to have vairagya of the priya in order to do the shreya. So that is the real tapasya. Not all this standing in one place and sleeping on a bed of nails or doing, physical pain to the body. That is okay, up to a point it helps. To be able to operate without the ahankar coming in, that would be tapasya. And to always operate out of the knowledge, I am the self, not the body, then that becomes the real tapasya. So all these are stages that the sadhak has to go through in order to become yogi. So that is why Bhagavan says yogi is superior to tapasvi. Then karmibhya, those who perform action with some interested motive. So people do puja, anushtan, rites, duties, etc. Or if they don't know how to do, they get the panditji to do it. But why are they doing it? out of some desire. They need putra, they need putri, they want marriage, they want money, they want this, they want that, all kinds of things. So obviously they are still wrought with desires. They are still attached to desire. Obviously, if you are attached to desire, you are not at the level of the yogi. So these kind of people who are performing rites out of desires, they are karmi, not karma yogi. There's a difference between karmi, those who are performing rites to get desires fulfilled, compared to karma yogi. What is the karma yogi? For karma yogi, every action is a worship. And that action as a worship is without karta bhava and without bhokta bhava. So obviously, the karmi is also not eligible for liberation. Therefore, yogi is superior to karmi. Then we have the jnani, those versed in sacred law. Now, jnani doesn't mean that he has got a paroksh anubhuti. The jnani who is just collecting knowledge. So, he has got bookish knowledge, what we call shastra jnana. He has not got atma jnana. So that we have to make that difference between Shastra Gyan and Atma Gyan. With Shastra Gyan, you have Paroksh Anubhuti, and with Atma Gyan, you have Aparoksh Anubhuti. So why would that person be collecting more and more bookish knowledge? Just maybe some interest in the knowledge out of curiosity. But here again, one danger is there of ego. I know so much, I can chant so much, I can do Sanskrit grammar, I know this thing by heart, I know that thing by heart, and that is pride, mother. That also pride comes before a fall. He is also got the desire for knowledge. When you get the desire for knowledge means desire again is still there. So in all these three kinds of sadhaks, who are doing good purusha, they are doing sadhana, but they are not at the level of the yogi that Bhagavan is talking about here. Okay? Therefore, Arjun, don't be a tapasvi. Therefore, Arjun, don't just be a karmi. Don't just be a jnani of book knowledge. You become a yogi. Okay? And why will you become a yogi? Because that will entitle you to liberation. That leads you to liberation. What will he have to do? Divert his mind from sansaric issues to the self. That's it. Okay? And then stay established in the self. Alright, so that is clear. So let's see how Bhagavan wants to end this Adhyaay. Let's go to 47. Yoginamapi sarvesham madgatena antaratmana Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam same yukta tamo mataha. Of all yogis, again, he who devoutly worships me with his mind focused on me is considered by me to be the best yogi. The best yogi. Let's take the meanings. Yogi nam api sarvesham. Of all yogis. Yo, he, who. Bhajate, worships. Mam, me. Madgate nantaratmana, with his mind focused on me. Shraddhavan, with Shraddha, with faith, devoutly. So, he Mata me is considered by me, in my opinion, Mata Yuktatam, to be the best yogi. See this word Yuktatam. Yukta already we have seen in many of the shlokas earlier. What is Yukt? Connected, united, connected. And tam is the suffix added to Yukt. Tam means most, coming from Uttam. Tam, most. So this yogi is the most connected. Others are also connected, but this is the most connected. So if you want to be the most connected, or the best connected, or the most highly superiorly connected, then what are the two things that Bhagavan is telling over here? Mad gate nantaratmana. You have to have your mind focused on me. Now this one big word there, you break it into two parts. Mad gate. In mad gate, it will mean always thinking of me. Now you could be thinking of God in many ways, but they have added antar atmana. So always thinking of me within himself. Within himself. Antar atmana. Within himself. You're thinking of God internally, not outside, not prithatvena. Remember that? Not separately. Within himself. Within, in his own Atma. So, when we start doing meditation practice, we have to do something to the mind. What is it that we have to do to the mind? Silence it, then focus it, concentrate it, keep it anchored. And when we start that practice, we use some method to keep the mind in one place, concentrated. Can you remember any of the anchors that we normally use?
Voice.
Breath,
Music.
music, my voice, okay, or a mantra, something we focus on, something we think of continuously, so that the mind doesn't go into 100 different directions, right? But what Bhagavan is saying here, the one who is the highest of all yogis, he is anchoring his mind antar atmana in the self. Now no more anchoring in the music, no more anchoring in the breath, no more anchoring in the mantra, no more anchoring in some sound. He has reached that stage where he is anchoring himself in his own Atma, in the self, in the highest consciousness. And he can do this only because he has attained Tattva Gyan. He knows what is the self. Therefore, he can be there. He can be established over there. Okay? So when Atma Gyan has been reached, or Tattva Gyan has been reached, the mind and the intellect merge in the self. So they already don't have a separate identity. Therefore, it is very easy for the yogi to be established in the Atma, because his mind and intellect has already not got a separate entity. He's not identifying with the mind. He's not identifying with the intellect. So he can identify with what he knows he is, which is the self. We can identify with the mind because we still feel that we are the mind. We can identify with the body because we have a notion, I am the body. We can identify with the intellect because we feel I am the intellect. But the yogi knows he is Atma, not body, not mind, not intellect. Therefore, he can identify with Atma and he rests there in him, in his self. So, when we talk about Vairagya, it is not only about the objects of the world. It is not only about objects of our desire. It is also Vairagya means dropping the body, dropping the mind, dropping the intellect. That much is required for you to be established in the knowledge of the self. So that is the reason why the yogi is the superior to tapasvi, karmabhi and jnanibhi. Second point, how will all this be possible? How to reach this stage where you can merge completely? Shraddhavan. Shraddhavan. Without Shraddha, none of this can be possible. So Shraddha means what? In what should you have Shraddha? First and foremost, it starts with Shraddha in the Ishtadev. Without having Shraddha in the Ishtadev, that process doesn't go, because from Sagun only you can go to Nirgun. So first that Shraddha in a power higher than me, that's it. If I am only the highest power in the sense of body being the highest power, then you are going to be stuck in Ahankar, right? So Ishtadev, from Ishtadev then goes into the teachings. What the Shastras are telling you, do you have faith in that? You don't have faith in that, then you will not do anything. And from there, the sadhanas that you have been asked to perform. If you don't have Shraddha in the sadhana, who will do the sadhana? You will not do the sadhana. And from there, the Shraddha comes on, I am the self. So, aise dhire dhire, shanay shanay, most important, shanay shanay. This practice is a scientifically designed practice. So, that is what the highest yogi, Bhagavan says, of all yogis. So, of the tapasvi, the karmabhi, the jnani, and maybe also those who are fixed their mind on, those Rudras, Vasus, Adityas, we had talked of them earlier, who can give you so many, maybe some siddhis, maybe some vardhans, something, or you pray to them because of fear also. We pray to Bhagavan not only to get, but also out of fear, mera kuch kharab na ho jaye, so out of protection. So out of all those yogis, Bhagavan says, this one is the very best. So Arjun, and through Arjun he is telling all of us also, become yogi. That is your message. So 6 adhyayas are over. Now can you tell me, based on these 6 adhyayas, what message have you got from the Gita? What have you learnt from the Gita up to 6th adhyaya? Remember, I am not asking you for the whole Gita because we have studied the whole Gita earlier. So forget the rest of the adhyayas. Up to here, what have you learnt to do or whatever? What have you learnt?
Purify the antakaran.
Purify the antakaran, yes.
So that the mind gets stable.
So that the mind gets stable, yes.
Do your karma and karma yoga.
Do all actions in karma yoga bhav. So purify, do karma yoga. Anything else? Do your dharma according to your varna and ashram. And anything else?
Sanskars get carried forward to the next life if you don't complete it.
If you don't complete now, your sanskars and everything your sadhanas, everything gets carried forward to the next life. Perfectly correct. That is, for what reason do you think Bhagavan told that to us over here? Why did Bhagavan tell us, don't worry, whatever sadhana you do now in this life, it will get carried forward to the next life. Why do you think?
Keep us encouraged.
To encourage you to do the sadhana. Don't get discouraged. Arey, मैं तो इतना पापी हूँ, I will never get self-enlightenment, so might as well use this life to do as much pap as I want. Not like that. Don't worry, water and pap will also go to next life, and punya will also go to next life. Then,
With Purusharth you can change anything.
with Purusharth you can change your destiny. Correct? Anything else you learnt up to here, up to 6th
In the-
Adhyaay?
In the previous point, there was the encouragement, but from what you said, also the caution.
Caution. Correct, caution. पाप करेगा तो वो भी जाएगा तेरे साथ. Yes, correct.
You are indestructible.
You are indestructible. Correct.
Have faith.
Have faith. Have faith. Correct. Very good. The importance of ekagrata, the importance of shraddha, all this we have learnt up to the first 6 adhyayas. However, the core message of the Bhagavad Gita is not limited to what we have just spoken, right? The core message of the Gita is what? That my true identity is Atma, my true identity is not the body. Correct? So up to 6 we have just learnt what we have to do to purify ourselves, to do our dharma, to what we have to actually do. And therefore, what we are right now, body, and where we have to reach, identifying from body to identifying with Atma. And not only identifying with Atma, one more message is there, that not only we have to identify with my Atma and you have to identify with your Atma and she has to identify with her Atma, he has to identify with his Atma. There is no my, your, his, her Atma. There is only one Atma, and that one Atma is nothing different from Paramatma. So we, in other words, the message is of oneness. So to go from this identity of separateness, we are all separate, and we have to move on a journey from this separateness to union with the oneness. So this is a journey which we are on. We have only done 1/3 of the journey because there are 18 adhyayas. So if you had to describe a journey, how would you define a journey?
Starting point to
Traveling from one starting point to the destination, right? So, like we put on our GPS, Google map, we want to go from here to anywhere. So first we have to know where we are. If GPS cannot tell you the way until you put the starting point. That is where we are. Then you also have to put destination, right? And there's one more thing you have to put,
means.
sadhan. Are you walking? Because you see Google map, it will give you a different time for walking, it will give you a different time for bus, it will give you a different time for car. So we have to put all these inputs, then only we will know how long is it going to take me to reach my destination. So this spiritual journey is also the same. We have to know where are we at the moment, what is our starting point. That has to be known. Then we obviously know what is our destination. We will say our destination is moksha. And then we also have to know the sadhan. How am I going to reach there? So Bhagavan has given us that sadhan also in the first 6 adhyayas. What is it? Either karma yoga or jnana yoga. With karma yoga or jnana yoga, you will reach your destination. In serial order you have to go. And along the way, we also have some milestones. Some in Google Map they will tell you, now you have come to this school. Yeah, look on the left, there is this hospital, this garden is there. So like that, our Vedas have given us some milestones by which we can see, have we reached here, have we reached there, and we call them the Mahavakyas. So Mahavakyas, have you understood Aham Brahmasmi? What about Tattvamasi? What about Ayam Atma Brahma? What about Pragnyanam Brahma? So these are some kind of clues that where are we going and how far have we reached. So coming back to the Gita now. There have been many commentators on the Bhagavad Gita, and some have given some very interesting interpretations to the Gita. So what some of them have done, and we have talked about this also long ago when the first time we studied the Gita many decades, 2 decades ago maybe, that the Gita's 18 Adhyays can be classified into 3 parts. 18 Adhyays, so 6, 6 and 6. So let us say that the first 6 Adhyays talk about the sadhak, the starting point. Where am I? What is the sadhak? And what he has to do. And the second 6 Adhyayas will be about the destination. So where you are starting, GPS, your starting point, where you have to reach, your goal. Second 6 chapters. And the last 6 chapters is the method or how you will reach there. So think of a farmer. First he has to prepare the soil. He has to do the weeding. He has to make the soil proper. Second step, he has to sow the seeds. Once he sows the seeds and takes care of the seeds, then he can reap the harvest. So now take the Mahavakya Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi. What does it mean? Tattvamasi means what?
I am.
You are the Lord.
You are that. That thou art. They say it also like that. So the first 6 Adhyayas are Tvam, you. You. Second 6 Adhyayas means from 7 to 12 is Tat, your goal, that. And Asi is the union of Tvam with Tat. Tat, Tvam, Asi. And we have finished only Tvam, first 6 Adhyayas. Well, let us see in these first 6 Adhyayas how Tvam can be interpreted. Interesting one, so that we also know how to use these 6 Adhyayas. We have studied is Shravan. Now you will have to do Manan on this, and then you have to implement that in your life, correct? So first Adhyay, what was that? Arjun Vishad Yog, correct? So Arjun Vishad Yog deals with Jivatma, the individual represented by Arjun, but in his lowest condition. Lowest condition means state of conflict, state of dilemma, not knowing what to do, facing difficult choices, not knowing which choice to make, Shreya or Priya, Dharma or Adharma. And that is all the condition of, is the human condition, you can say. So Arjun represents the human condition, which is at the lowest rank of all yogis, if you want to say, or sadhaks, because they don't know. Let's see how come. So if you see the condition of Arjun, you can say he is in the grips of ignorance, Arjun Vishad Yog. He's confused. He doesn't know what is his duty. He wants to run away. He wants to become a sannyasi with a begging bowl. He's a kshatriya. He is supposed to take care of his praja, his kingdom. And like Arjun, we are also confused what is our dharma. Is it not? So, one point for you to think of. What is my dharma? Am I confused about my dharma? Am I confused what is my duty? What have I to perform? Where have I taken birth? And because of that, what should be my duty and what should be my dharma? So like Arjun, we are also confused. Like Arjun, we are also on a battlefield. Arjun was on the battlefield of Kurukshetra and he had to fight with his guru, he had to fight with his brothers, he had to fight with his family members, he had to fight with his neighboring kings. And we are also on a battlefield. We are also waging war. With whom? With our family members. We are also waging war with our friends, with our neighbors, with our loved ones. Point to be thought about. What am I doing? Am I just like an Arjun? Am I wasting my life? Like Arjun, he has to fight the war and he is feeling guilty about killing his. Are we not waging wars and immediately regretting? Are we not also harboring guilt of hurting our loved ones? This is again something you have to introspect about. Then, like Arjun, first Adhyaay only, so much to learn. Arjun had lot of strengths, right? He was a kshatriya, he was valiant, he was knowledgeable, he was strong, but he also had weaknesses. He had attachment, he had moha, he had feeling of revenge also. So, he was also on an emotional roller coaster. 1 minute he is ready to fight the battle, next minute he doesn't want to fight the battle. And because of that, he is in depression, just like all of us. We also have a emotional roller coasters on which we are riding. That is why the condition of Arjun dropping the Gandhi bow at the end, giving up. Giving up means what? Tamas. That is meaning is tamas. He is a kshatriya, supposed to have valor, rajas. Giving a kshatriya dropping his bow means he is in the grips of tamas. And when you are in the grips of tamas, you are in inertia. In inertia, you cannot do purusharth. In inertia, you cannot do sadhana. In inertia, you cannot use vivek. Therefore, you are stuck. So like Arjun was stuck in Adhyaay 1, many of us are also stuck on our spiritual journey. And like Arjun, we have become victims of our emotions. Right or wrong? Why do you think Arjun became stuck like this? Because of his ignorance. Ignorance of what? He had forgotten what is Brahma, what is Ishwar, what is Jagat, what is Ishtadev, what is Jivatma. He's not thinking of all that. He's just thinking of his moha. So he is not protected by knowledge. He is in the grips of ignorance. Are we not the same? We also don't know the bigger picture. Our focus is only on the small picture of my little life, which is not even one drop in the ocean. You can say it's a nano drop in the ocean of universe. We are only concerned about my little scenario. And that is exactly what was Arjun's problem. We are in the same boat. Arjun Vishad Yoga. But unlike Arjun, up to here like Arjun, but unlike Arjun, we don't have Krishna on our chariot. Unlike Arjun, we have not given the reins of our life to Krishna or to our Ishtadev. We want to run our own lives without the knowledge of how to run it, with our limited knowledge, our limited perspective, our limited vision, and we are allowing what to run our lives? Our own ego. So, unlike Arjun, we need to hand over, not be in that scenario of I know everything. Frankly, I knows nothing. And this is not a grammatically wrong sentence. The limited I knows nothing. Therefore, we have to give the reins of our life to that higher power, surrender our ego to Atma. And once that surrendering happens, the grace comes. Why grace is not there? Because you have shut the door of Kripa by not surrendering. Surrender means opening. Okay? So all this is Manan of Adhyaay 1. It is showing you where am I now. Your starting point of the journey. Correct? And it doesn't matter how many times you have started the Gita, or how many times you have studied the Gita, or how many years you have studied the Gita. If you have not understood from where you are and from where you have to go to where you have to go, your journey has not started. Journey has not started. So now, for him to come out of this tamas, what will Arjun require? Action. Why would he take action? Does he know what is the goal? Does he know what is Purush? Does he know what is Prakriti? Does he know what is Brahma? Does he know? He doesn't know. Otherwise, if he knew, he would not be in depression. So what does he need? Gyan. He needs knowledge. Just like all of us. We need also knowledge to push us out of our inertia. And that is why the second Adhyaay comes Sankhya Yoga. In the second Adhyaay, you can see it's like one force feeding of knowledge. Bilkul sab kuch de diya. Arjun, know this, know this, know this, know this. And this Sankhya Yoga ka knowledge is like the foundation on which the rest of the Gita will be expounded. So it's the foundation knowledge, it's the understanding of all the basic concepts. And we are only understanding basic concepts. What basic concept did we understand? Purush, Prakriti. What is the difference? Purush and Prakriti is made of matter. We are all Prakriti. But beyond this Prakriti, there is Purush. At least understand that and try to transcend this matter of Prakriti made of matter and transcend to the state of Purush. So basically, so much Gyan is given to you in one feeding, you will not be able to understand. But it's a trailer, just like in Bollywood movies, everything, little bit song they will give, little bit of dishum they will give, little bit of crying buying will come, little bit thoda deta hai. So like this in Adhyaay 2, little bit of karma yoga, little bit of bhakti yoga, little bit of jnana yoga, little bit of this. Now understand, of course. You'll not understand itna sara. You have to see the whole movie. to see the whole movie, rest of the 16 Adhyayas of the Gita will be following. Okay? But it is inspiring us because it also talks of bhakti, it also talks of jnana. It will inspire the sadhak, let me go to the next chapter and learn something more. Or it will also poke the curiosity, make the sadhak inquisitive. What is all this? I need to understand more. So it takes you to the next level of your purusharth. Alright? And of course, theory is not enough. Second Adhyaay is full theory. Some practical knowledge is given, and that is the beauty of the Gita, that it doesn't only give you the Brahma Vidya. See, every Sankalp Vakya, we have Brahma Vidya Yoga Shastre. So Adhyaay 2 is giving you the Brahma Vidya. And all the Adhyayas after that are giving you the methodology, the Yoga Shastre. So that is the importance of Sankhya Yoga Adhyaay 2. You also have received all this knowledge, but it is too much. Therefore, slowly, you have to now put that knowledge bit by bit. Bhagavan is giving, shanai shanai, bit by bit Bhagavan is releasing parts of that foundation. So, you were ignorant, you got the knowledge. Now what you will do with that knowledge? Put it into practice, put it into action. That is why third Adhyaay Karma Yoga. You have to do some karma, you have to do some action. So Bhagavan gives us the method of doing the action, Karma Yoga. How to conduct ourselves. And already he has told you, whole sansar is made up of matter. Whole sansar is Prakriti. Prakriti means three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. So in this universe, where everything is made up of three gunas, how should you do your action? How should you interact with the universe of three gunas? And don't forget, you are also three gunas. So three gunas have to interact with three gunas. All these objects which we want from the sansar, they are also three gunas. So the three gunas are playing with three gunas, right? Guna guneshu vartanta. The gunas are playing with the gunas, but Bhagavan tells you, don't get attached to them. Just remember, gunas are playing with gunas. Play, enjoy, use, don't get attached. Okay? Iti batva na sajjate. Don't get attached. Play with the gunas. Okay? So this gives third Adhyaay. It will give us the basics of Karma Yoga. Basics means do your actions, no karta bhav, no bhokta bhav. No doership, no enjoyership. Okay? And also one very important point comes in the third Adhyaay. Bhagavan says, Brahmadev has created this entire universe for your playing, for your lila, for your opportunity to reach me. Through this universe you will reach me. But this universe works on the wheel of cosmic cooperation. So there are so many functions happening there. Brahmadev has created this universe, including you. So the secret of making this universe work is through yajna. Every action of yours has to foster the gods, and the gods will foster you. Remember that? Adhyaay 3. So this is how you have got the knowledge. You have to take the action. He's telling you how to take the action. Point for you to introspect. How am I taking actions in this world? How much of karta bhav is in my action? How much of Bhokta bhav, how much I'm expecting from my every action. And am I doing things which are for the common good of all? Common good of all. Karma yoga basically means in everyday life. So every day we are not going to do one yagna, one havan. We are not going to do homa every day, foster the gods. But where are the gods? In all of us. So in every action which we are doing, foster the relationship between person to person. Because every action involves another person. So how are we interacting with others around us? Are we interacting only for our selfish desires? Are we only interacting for our selfish rewards, our desires? Or are we interacting in a way of mutual give and take? And that is the message of the third Adhyaay, Karma Yoga. Understanding Karma Yoga properly. Now anyone who will understand this third Adhyaay properly will say, Baba, this is very difficult to do. Because my ahankar and then that person's ahankar is coming up, and how am I going to, do yagna and worship Bhagwan through every action that I take? And you feel either in the interaction you will either feel angry, so rajas will come up, or you'll find it so difficult to do that you'll just give up, which means tamas will come up. So even a sadhak gets stuck over here, because if it was so easy, everyone would have achieved it. So Bhagwan says, when you are stuck and you are not able to implement this Karma Yoga which you just learned in Adhyaay 3 properly, you feel stuck because you are relying on your own buddhi. You are relying on your own strength. You are relying on your own limited ability. You can't do it. ठीक है? Surrender. Adhyaay 4 is all about surrendering. Surrender to that higher power who will come to your help. Yes or no? Have you ever tried? When they are faced in a difficulty, when you have surrendered, Bhagwan, I can't do this. You do. 100% you will get help. Yes or no? 100%. Think of Draupadi. All valiant warriors who were supposed to protect her. No way. She couldn't protect herself, nor could all those Kshatriyas. Bhagwan, one thought, and he came. And when you surrender to that higher power and you get that outcome, help, we call that Kripa. That is the meaning of Kripa. If you don't invoke that power, then how will Kripa come? You have to invoke Kripa. You have to call for it, like Draupadi called for it, right? So you have experienced that. When you call for it with sincerity, when you call for it with purity, 100% that Kripa showers on you, no doubt. And now understand from this perspective the most famous shloka of the Gita. Which one? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Yada yada hi dharmasya, whenever dharma calls me, I will manifest myself. Whenever dharma, you, dharma, purity, good heart, sincerity calls me, I will manifest there for you. What a guarantee. What a guarantee. You cannot do with no karta bhav. You cannot do with no bhokta bhav. You are finding it difficult. You want to do, but you're not able to do. You're not able to see Bhagwan in all. You're not able to give up some avgun. Call him. I will come. I will manifest myself to help you. Bhagwan says, when dharma has to be upheld on a large scale, like in Mahabharata, large scale, he says, I will manifest myself, Bhagwan himself will manifest himself and come and uphold dharma. And when an individual will call, not on a large scale, the individual calls and surrenders, then Bhagwan sends the Guru. So on a large scale, Bhagwan will come himself. On an individual scale, Bhagwan sends the Guru to help you come out of your tamas. Okay? So like that, many yagnas were explained in Adhyaay number 4, which was called Gyan, Karma, Sannyas, Yoga. Through Gyan, you are doing karma action, which allows you to renounce sannyas, your karta bhav and your bhokta bhav. Gyan, karma, sannyas, yoga. Alright, now you know where you are, you have got some basic gyan, you know how to do the action, you have even got the guarantee of Bhagwan. Baba, you take one step, I am coming, I am right there behind you, supporting you. So then in the 5th Adhyaay, if you have done all this, and obviously they expect that if you have finished Adhyaay 1, you have put it into your life, you have finished Adhyaay 2, you have implemented it, you have finished Adhyaay 3, not just finished writing in the notebook, but you have actually finished implementing it in your life. Then in the 5th Adhyaay, Bhagwan gives you the lakshans of a Siddha Purush. And what would be the outcome of implementing Adhyaay 1, 2, 3 and 4 in your life? You will get equanimity in every situation. Equanimity. Then Bhagwan says, your nishtha in your goal will become pakka. Right now, why we don't progress? Because our nishtha in our goal is not pakka. Right? In the 21st verse, he says, you will get detached from all your desires. Then, because of that, vasanas will get destroyed. And if vasanas get destroyed, no need for next birth. Then, akrodha. You will not feel like just blowing your top. Happy within himself. These are all from the different shlokas. I have taken the quality that you will develop as a result of implementing Adhyaay 1 to Adhyaay 4. You will be established in God, and I love this one. You will be devoted to the welfare of all beings. Not just to your own welfare, but to the welfare of all beings. And therefore, you will attain Brahma. The last 3 shlokas of Adhyaay 5 are like the seeds of the 6th Adhyaay, which is the one which we have just finished. So 6th Adhyaay, Atma Sanyam Yoga. What is the method of Atma Sanyam? They say meditation. That's why so many techniques to be put into practice before you start meditation. So one very nice shloka is there in this one. The higher self, meaning higher self means what? Trained intellect. The trained intellect will be your friend. And if you have not trained your intellect, then if you allowed your intellect and mind to go here and there, it will be your enemy. And this is an important point for you to bring into your practice. Have I trained my mind? Have I trained my intellect? Then Bhagavan spends many shlokas on the technique of meditation, almost some 20 do's and don'ts, right? In spite of all that, Arjun has one doubt. Is it even possible to control the mind? It is so tenacious, it is so restless, it is so strong, it is this, it is that. Is it like the wind? It blows anywhere. Bhagavan gives a guarantee. Yes, it is difficult, but it is possible. And the technique that she has given is what? How is it possible, going to be possible?
Karma yoga.
Abhyasena cha vairagyena. Through abhyas and vairagya. Through abhyas and vairagya, you will be able to bring your mind under your control. Vairagya, detach from the outside. Abhyas, focus, be centered in the inside. So abhyas and vairagya. Then again, very important point. Who will take so much trouble for this abhyas and vairagya and kya karne ka hai? So difficult, such a long procedure, 20 points in my meditation. One doubt comes in Arjun's mind. What was that doubt?
Will I be able to even do it?
Will I be able to do it? And after doing all these 20 points, if I don't get self-realization, then will I fall? Will it be all a waste? There again, Bhagavan is giving you that motivation, giving you that reassurance, giving you that guarantee. Nothing of that sort. No sadhana is ever wasted. You will come back in your next life. We have learned pious and poor Brahmin family or pious and rich family. You will be able to take your sadhana forward. Only the physical body dies. All this sadhana will go with you in your subtle body and causal body. And finally, what we did today, the highest yogi, you have to become. That is your goal. And therefore, you, Arjun, Tvam, you become a yogi. And that is why we say the first 6 chapters is all about Tvam, you. Where you are now, what you have to overcome, what the farmer has to do, weeding, remove, how he has to prepare the soil, all that, first 6 adhyayas, which you have studied again. And once you have prepared the soil, once you have finished the weeding, then only you will be able to sow the seeds. Otherwise the seeds are wasted, right? Sunit? If your land is not properly tended to, the seeds, if you put it, they will not sprout. Therefore, no actual gyan has been given about Brahma in the first 6 adhyayas. And from the very next adhyay 7, all the gyan of Brahma is going to be given by Bhagavan to Arjun and to us, which we will start next month. Okay? So Tvam is over, Tat will start. And when that Tat is over, Tat Tvam Asi. Okay? Any doubts? Any questions? Anything you need? Any confusion of what you need to do? Go Adhyaay by Adhyaay. Your entire Purusharth is listed here. Point by point, if you take Adhyaay by Adhyaay, you will know where you stand now, what you have to do, so that the Gyan of Tat, when it will be sowed into you, it will be able to sprout. Yes? Yeah.
You mentioned about aparoksh anubhuti and paroksh anubhuti. That was not clear.
What is the difference between paroksh anubhuti and aparoksh anubhuti? Aparoksh means direct, without the intervention of anything, without the intervention of a pravachan or a book or a video or somebody telling you anything. It's direct from within. Paroksh compared to aparoksh. Paroksh is through some, so through the book. The Jnani bhi is getting the information through the book. So it is not a direct knowledge arising from within. It is through something that is called paroksh. And when it arises as a realization, it is aparoksh. Anything else? Alright, so let's pray. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Chidana. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.